This ugly man had been rejected by girls his entire life. Even single girls would lie about having boyfriends just to turn him down. However, one day, the man acquired a magical zipper. By wearing this zipper, he could transform into anyone else's appearance. But the zipper could only be used once every 3 days, and he had to return to his own skin within 12 hours, or his body would begin to rot. Jack used this zipper to transform himself into a handsome man. Not only did he successfully pursue the women who had previously rejected him, but he also heartlessly abandoned them after getting what he wanted. Having tasted success, Jack began changing his appearance at will. He transformed into a woman to sneak into women's bathrooms and spy on them. He also disguised himself as a woman to go on dates with men, but his body hadn't completely changed. When his date saw Jack's real body, he fled in terror. This thrilled Jack immensely, but he didn't realize that danger was quietly approaching. One day, Jack saw a girl in the library who caught his eye. Unfortunately, he had just used the zipper recently. Nevertheless, Jack approached her to say hello. The girl was polite to Jack, patiently sharing books with him. Jack thought she wasn't superficial like the others, so he gathered his courage to ask for her contact information. However, the girl said she had just lost her boyfriend and turned him down. Jack once again believed he was rejected because of his appearance. 3 days later, he used the zipper to transform into a handsome appearance again. He thought he would succeed this time, but the girl wasn't swayed by his looks. However, this time he saw a photo of the girl's ex-boyfriend. When he could use the zipper again, Jack transformed directly into her ex-boyfriend's appearance. When the girl saw Jack, she thought her ex-boyfriend had returned. Jack seized this opportunity to invite her to dinner. This time, the girl didn't refuse. But as time went on too long, Jack's wounds began to fester. He had to make an excuse to leave early. Before leaving, he arranged to meet the girl again in 3 days. 3 days later, they met at the agreed location. Jack was determined to win the girl's heart today, but just then, he felt a sharp pain in his abdomen and collapsed in a pool of blood under the girl's gaze. The girl immediately called the police and placed a knife in Jack's hand, falsely telling the police that Jack had tried to kill her. Only then did Jack realize the girl was the serial killer the police had been hunting. It turned out that when Jack was spying in the bathroom, the disguised killer had spotted him. After tracking and confirming he was another zipper user like herself, she deliberately orchestrated their encounter. The photo with her ex-boyfriend, their relationship, everything was a trap meticulously designed by the killer. However, just as the killer was celebrating her escape, the zipper on her body was torn and broken.